I promised the video to talk through jobs that are impacted by AI. So, a lot of people had a fear around AI, especially when it comes to getting replaced at our jobs. And the reality is, there will be a huge impact by having all of these AI tools. So, we need to just be aware of what jobs are impacted and what do we need to do about it. So, let's jump into the list, starting with a rating system. Is not the list. As you can tell, I need coffee. Okay. So before we get into the list, we're actually going to go through a rating system. So the rating system is as follows. If it's highly vulnerable, it's going to be high vulnerability. A significant job displacement is likely within the next 1 to 3 years. Then there's medium vulnerability, gradual job displacement and task alteration within the next 3 to 5 years. And then there's low vulnerability, task alteration and augmentation with less immediate risk of complete job displacement. So there's high, which is the next 1 to 3 years, you're going to see this job being replaced by AI. There's medium, where you have some time. The next 3 to 5 years, you might be at risk of losing that job to AI. And then there's low, where you're not exactly at risk of losing your job, but you might have to make some alterations on how you do your job to keep that job. So that's the rating system that we're going off of. And now we're going to go into the first role. And those who are joining us on TikTok Live, we are going through how AI is impacting different jobs and what are the likeliness of your job being replaced. And we're starting with data entry and clerical roles. So AI excels at processing and organizing large amounts of data. That's how it runs, making roles like data entry clerks, administrative assistants, and record clerks highly vulnerable, highly vulnerable, because AI can automate the task like data input, form processing, and document management. So if you are in these roles or looking into these roles, your role is at risk. So the likeliness of AI impacting or replacing your job, if you are data and clerical roles, is very high. And it is increasing within the next 1 to 3 years. So the vulnerability is high, and AI capacity for precise and rapid data processing makes these roles prime targets for automation. So, if you are in these roles, how should you prepare? How should you plan for this? So, think about your critical thinking skills. You want to focus on tasks that require problem solving and decision making, because that is something AI cannot do. AI can handle it can do problem solving and decision making, but you have to give it context. You have the context, so you can utilize that for your advantage. You can seek opportunities to analyze data and identify patterns to help informed informed decision making. And you want to learn how to use advanced software that helps identify trends and anomalies. So you want to make sure that you focus on problem solving, decision making, identifying patterns and trends. So when it comes to emotional intelligence, you want to build up on your emotional intelligence skills. You want to enhance communication and interpersonal skills, focus on tasks involving client interaction or team collaboration, because that's something AI definitely cannot do. AI cannot interact with your client. So you want to highlight that skill set if you are within this category. And you want to practice active listening and empathy. So really be big on your personality, how you interact with people, how you serve people. That is the stuff you want to think about when it comes to this role. And then there's adaptability. You want to learn to use new software and hardware quickly. You have to be very adaptable and be willing to learn new roles within the company, because more than likely, if you are a data entry clerk, administrative assistant, or records clerk, you might have to merge your role with another role, more than likely a client facing role. So just be prepared for that. So the next one is a big one, customer service representatives. The likeliness of this job being impacted by AI is high. It's not very high, but it's high. And going back to our chart, high is within the next 1 to 3 years. So let's go back. So AI powered chatbots and virtual assistants are increasingly capable of handling routine customer inquiries, providing support, and resolving basic issues. This can lead to a reduction in the need for human customer service reps, particularly for standardized tasks. So if you fall into this category within the next 1 to 3 years, your job may be at risk. So, chatbots and AI support systems are becoming highly sophisticated, handling a growing range of customer interactions, and complex customer service roles that need empathy will stay. So, keep that in mind. So, if you're in the customer service field, how should you plan for this? Focus on your emotional intelligence. Develop advanced communication and empathy skills. Focus on complex customer interactions that require problem solving and emotional support. Practice de escalation. So, I had it on the tip of my tongue. Conflict resolution needs to be one of your skills. You need to practice that. You need to highlight that. You need to showcase that. So, you want to practice your de escalation techniques and conflict resolution. Critical thinking, you want to build up on your critical thinking skills. So, learn how to analyze customer feedback and identify trends. Focus on problem solving complex customer issues that require research and investigation. That is how you're going to thrive in the customer service space. And you want to be creative. Learn to create new customer service protocols and training materials. Brainstorm new ways to improve customers' experiences. So, another one that is at risk is certain particular data analytics and data analysis roles. Particular ones. Not all data analysts are in this category, just certain ones, because AI can automate the analysis of large data sets, generating reports and insights more efficiently than humans. This is just fact. This is what it does. This is what it's built to do. This could impact roles involving routine data analysis and reporting. So the likeliness of this being impacted by AI is medium, and you're going to see some gradual changes over the next 3 to 5 years. So within the next year or so, you're fine, but within the next 3 to 5 years, you might be at a risk. So the vulnerability is medium. And why? Is because AI can automate the analysis of structured data, but roles requiring complex interpretation and strategic insights are less vulnerable. So, if you are a customer service representative, how should you plan for this? What do you need to be studying? What do you need to be doing? You need to be building up on your critical thinking skills. So, you want to develop skills in interpreting complex data and drawing strategic insights. So, you want to dive deep into data analysis. And you want to focus on tasks involving data storytelling and presenting findings to stakeholders. So you have to be more customer facing. You have to be more in front of people more. You want to practice your communication skills. You want to practice presenting data to non technical audiences. I think this is crucial, crucial, crucial for your career. And you want to learn how to write complex data reports in an easy to understand way. And then you want to build up on your creativity. You want to learn to design visual representations of data that are easy to understand. Brainstorm new ways to gather and display that data. So the next job that's at risk, routine financial roles. Not all financial roles, but the ones that are routine. So tasks like basic bookkeeping, payroll processing, and financial reporting can be automated with AI. So this can affect roles like payroll clerks and accounting assistants. So the likeliness of this role being at risk is medium. So you look at the next 3 to 5 years, and there's AI powered accounting software, and there's financial tools that are streamlining these tasks. But if you are providing financial expertise, then you're safe, you're good. So how should you plan for this? If you fall into the financial clerk or the payroll or the financial roles or the payroll or the accountant assistant role, if you fall into these categories and you're looking for a way to save your job, you want to focus on critical thinking. So focus on financial analysis and strategic planning. Learn how to identify financial risk and identify opportunities. You want to build up your emotional intelligence. You want to develop strong communication and interpersonal skills for client interaction and team collaboration. And there's a pattern with this. Like, see that the pattern is you have to deal with people. That is how you're going to save your job. Learn how to explain complex financial information to those that do not have financial backgrounds. And you want to build up on ethical decision making. This is huge in the finance space. So you want to learn how to navigate complex ethical decisions related to finances. So the next one, this one is a big one. Content creation, basic content creation. So AI is becoming increasingly proficient at generating written content, such as articles, reports, and marketing copy. This could impact roles involving basic content creation and copywriting. So the likeliness of this job being at risk is medium to high. So you're looking at, again, the next 1 to 3 years, maybe 3 years, maybe even less, depending on how many more tools get built within the next couple of years. So AI is already generating basic text, but original and strategic content creation will still require human input, because right now AI is using other people's images and other people's artwork to build its own images. So if you are super creative, if you're very strategic, you're still good in this space. So what are some things you should do if you are a content creator and you're doing like the basic task for a job? If you're a content creator on your own, you should be good. But if you're working for a company as a content creator, how should you plan for it? So you want to have critical thinking skills. You want to learn to research and analyze information to create well-informed content. You want to learn how to fact check and identify misinformation, because AI definitely provides a lot of misinformation. You want to have strategic thinking. You want to learn how to create content that aligns with the business goal. You want to learn how to analyze content performance and adjust your strategy. And you got to be super duper creative. I would definitely take some classes around being more creative. And you want to develop strong writing and storytelling skills. Focus on creating original and engaging content. So, another job that is at risk because of AI is telemarketing. This is another big one. AI driven voice bots have become increasingly able to make outbound calls and handle basic questions and answer sessions. So the likeliness of this job being at risk because of AI is high. So you're looking at the next 1 to 3 years. And they have AI powered voice bots are becoming very effective at outbound calls. So what could you do about this? So you're going to have to increase your critical thinking, learn to adapt to different customer personalities and needs, learn how to handle objections and complex questions. This is going to be your sweet spot if you're working in this space. You want to build up your emotional intelligence, learn advanced communication skills, and how to build rapport quickly. You want to practice active listening and empathy, and you want to be creative. You want to learn to create new sales pitches and presentations and brainstorm new ways to engage potential customers. So, we got through it. We got through all the different jobs. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me. Feel free to go to geekempower.com. You can also email me at ehi@geekempower.com. You can also support us, support what we do by either donating to the Cash App, which is the $ Geek Empowered, or through PayPal, which is my email. And then I am practicing going live on TikTok. This is very, 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 very new for me. I usually do just me and my phone on TikTok, but right now I'm using Restream. I'm using OBS Studio. and I'm using my computer to do this presentation. And this will be uploaded on YouTube, so check us out on YouTube, which I think is like youtube.com/ like @geek empowered. And feel free to drop any questions you may have, any topics that you want me to talk about. If you're interested in any workshops, I do primarily work out of Chicago, and we're going to be planning some free workshops in the city during the summer. And that's it. Until next time, I'll see you all later.